Hello, hello. Good afternoon to everyone. Michael, Carol, how we doing today? It's cold. Yeah, it's starting and it's kind of weird to say it's since it's California, Southern California, but it's starting to get cold in the mornings and then it usually heats up. But sweatshirt in the mornings. Do, do. Let's go. Getting dark. Put the clocks back. Yep. What time does it get dark in your neck of the woods? Hey, John, welcome. By the end of this, okay. Well, hopefully, I don't know how long we'll go today, but hopefully you didn't have something to do that needed light. But I appreciate you coming. I really do. We'll give it a couple more minutes here. See who else wants to pop in. Hey, Chris, 446. 446, man. So if you're working 9 to 5, you're getting dark on your way home. That's one thing I'm not a fan of working and because it gets dark. Not right now, but eventually it'll be dark when you get off work and no bueno. So when the clocks change, I think someone was saying that at 1 o'clock is when they do the change here, and I don't know if it's the same in every place in the States, but I know well, it's got to be. Duh, that's a dumb question. It's got to be the same everywhere. You do the clock change. As that just came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh my god, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever said." But um, they change at 2 o'clock, and I think the reasoning behind that is um, that's that's when the bars close, technically, because if they go back at 1 o'clock, then you can have problems of trying to get the bar to close. That's just what I think. I don't know. It could be wrong. No, I do not rush to work. No, not at all. I'm at the point with my job that I don't rush to do anything. It is I mean, obviously there's things that need to be taken care of that we'll rush to do, but I'm just over it. I'm over working. I want to win the lottery. I want to go lay on a beach somewhere and nap all day. That would be awesome. I think I have uh Carol saying that you forgot to do change your clocks. I trying to think if we even have a analog clock that we physically have to change. Your phone automatically changes. We have digital clocks that are like we have an Amazon Echo kind of a thing that changes. Obviously, the computer time will change on its own. Um, I'm trying to think the microwave. I think I do have to change the microwave. There's a clock on the microwave. Um, and I think there's an analog clock in our bedroom. But other than that, we're so glued to these things, uh, that I don't even know if I look at those other clocks ever. LC, thank you for coming. 55, John. I'm 53. So, yeah, totally. I am just ready. I've been doing this. I work in IT, and I don't know how I've been able to work in IT for, God, it's been 23 years, I think. And just, I don't know. I've really smoke and mirrors, man. That's how I've been able to work in in IT as long as I have. I just, I had, when I first started, I had zero experience. And then I just got thrust into this department to fix computers. That's where I kind of got my start. And I just used Google on how to fix things. People would bring in a computer and say, well, this doesn't work. And I go, okay. And then I would Google it, and there would be, 9 out of 10 times, probably even a better 9999 out of 10 times, there would be someone else who had that exact same problem. And they put it online, and there you go. And then pretty soon I just kind of remembered you get to see the same things over and over. But yeah, I honestly, it's not like I could go get an IT job at, say, some tech company or anything like that. I've kind of found my niche, my lane to just kind of stay in, and I've been there forever. And it works out because my wife has a really good job. I mean, she is just killing it. She's um, the good thing about my job is it allowed her to go back to school and get her degree. She's got a master's and all that stuff, and she's just now just tearing it up. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I somewhat combed it, I guess. Yeah. This thing needs to be trimmed, but I I don't. I don't do any of that sort of thing. It's either all or nothing. I'll eventually trim it, and it'll kind of bring it back down. And but yeah, my wife's just tearing it up. She's just amazing. I'm blessed. And with each raise that she gets, she just was promoted to vice president of the company she works for. And I keep asking her, at what point do I get to just quit my job and stay home? She hasn't. She hasn't agreed to any of that yet, but it's okay. I'd probably end up going crazy. I mean, let's be honest. But imagine how many videos I get to watch and learn from with all of you if I was at home all day. Oh, mobile phones. Yeah. Do you still have a flip phone, John? Morning, Lee. Thank you for coming. We always laugh. There's the uh, when I we have a lot of customers who are older, and they'll use their emails, and you can always kind of tell the person because their email address is AOL, and AOL is the worst. Now, it was the thing back 20, 30 years ago. It's like one of the first, right? So it's funny how you just like, man, they've had that email a long, long time. Yes. And that's the thing, John. Uh, a lot of today's technology is all integrated through apps, and everything is controlled on your phone. And in fact, just last week, we're switching over a customer from his home theater system, which was very analog. Everything was hardwired to everything, to all wireless speakers and amps and receivers and all that business, and everything, control everything with your phone, volume, what rooms, all the zones, so on. And yeah, it's like teaching a new language sometimes because they're so used to, you get accustomed to like a remote or something, and this button does that, that button does this, and you're good to go. And now with the phone, there's so much more that you can do, and it's confusing. It's like I've always like, get me a phone that makes. I just need my phone to make phone calls. Now all the other stuff is added bonus. But if I can use my phone to make phone calls and send texts, that's really all I use. I don't use 95% of the stuff that the phone offers. I'll take photos, of course, but just using it for a phone, man. Lee, yes, yeah, they still roll with it. It just AOL has become very hard to integrate into Outlook, which a lot of people want to use, and they have made it very difficult to integrate using Outlook for your email. And I'm not sure why they did that, but you have to get like a third, like some one-time use password and all this stuff. It's just, I think it's because AOL, I think at one time was trying to have their own version of Outlook or something. I'm not sure, but luckily those are far and few, but that doesn't make it easy. Hey, Trev. Thank you, Steve. It's there. It's still a little wild. I need to get, someone had mentioned a beard oil or something like that, and maybe I'll try to do something fancy with it, but it didn't really go with my costume that I was wearing last time. We did a Halloween pub crawl downtown Ventura, and I went as Willy Wonka. So it didn't really fit my costume, but I wasn't going to shave it for a pub crawl costume deal. But what was great about the evening was that two of my friends, a couple, they went as Oompa Loompas, and they were amazing. In fact, let's see if I got a photo I can show you guys here. I do. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see with the light, but oh, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, the hat. I don't know if you can you can't even see my hat because the hat's like a weird color. But anyway, they were, and the cool thing about these Oompa Loompa outfits that they had are all homemade. All homemade. Like, and they made them like, I guess, like 15 years ago. It blows my mind. But we had a lot of fun. And we've come to the realization that pub crawls are kind of a scam, really. It's ridiculous how many I mean, they give you some drink specials, I guess. There was maybe one bar that allowed you to have a free shot with the pub crawl deal, but yeah, so next year we're just going to dress up and go and do our own thing. But it was fun because downtown was also last night was also earlier in the evening. You could just bring kids. All the places, all the restaurants and stuff were handing out candy. So there was like a trick or treat thing. So all the kids were out dressed up, and yeah, it was really cool. So we got to take a few photos with some people, uh, you know, with their little child who loved the Oompa Loompas and Willy Wonka and all that stuff. So it was fun. Let's see. The beard is not well behaved. So just to reiterate, it is a mind of its own. Let's see here. Don't use the internet. A strange one is when I'm out for a walk in the countryside. I pass folks staring at their phones. Yeah. It's like going to a concert and you're standing next to someone who's basically just filming it and they're just watching the concert through their phone. And I mean, it's hard not to, I guess, these days. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking. Thank you for coming and hanging out. We're just having a good time. I have, I'm going to show you here. This, I'm going to show you what I look like with hair. So I had this, okay. Then it comes with this sort of thing that comes on your head like so. I think it's a good look for me, to be honest with you. I may just start going to work like this. Good day, sir. So, but the thing about these wigs, they're just so itchy. Yeah. And of course, it's made in China and it's just terrible. Just terrible. But for a couple hours, not that bad. Colonel Sanders. Hey, I can reuse the wig. Did Colonel Sanders have? He didn't have blonde curly hair. Yes, it was a wig. Thank you, Carol. I like being without hair too. The, oddly enough, when I was younger, I used to have. I was in a well, when I was younger, I was really into the rock and roll scene, the the '80s metal scene, and I had long hair, had the whole bit, looked the part. Never wore spandex, and I never used. Well, I can't say never hairspray, but I was doing the thing back in the '80s and early '90s for sure. Mid 1800s. See, now you're giving me all kinds of ideas because now we can hold on to the hat and the wig, and we can uh, use it for uh, different costumes. It's like, all right, that's good because if you can reuse the costume at least one other time, it makes paying what you pay for it worth it. You know what I mean? Um, we're going to another Halloween party that our friends put on, which is a lot of fun next Saturday. And we're going as, of course, I'm going with my wife and we're going as Ricky and Carly Bobby. And you're probably wondering who the heck is that? But it's from the movie Ricky Bobby, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. She she picks our costumes for this party every year, so I just do what I'm told. Grass doesn't grow on busy streets. Well, I'll tell you what, though, the best thing about not having hair, I mean, I could let it grow. It would grow out. It would look like, I'd look like a monk or something, but um, is laying on a pillow. I couldn't imagine laying on a pillow with hair anymore. It's just such a different experience for sure. So, did anybody do anything fun this weekend? I think Carol, you were out antiquing or something, right? My chair is squeaky. I have heard of Sabaton, and I have seen a bunch of their videos. Um, 1960 might be a good. I think I actually have seen that song and heard it before. Um, but yeah, I have heard of them and I have seen them. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like how they weave historical moments into their songs and stuff. It's pretty cool. That's right. And I appreciate it, Carol. Thank you so much. It's very generous of you. I'm excited. I'm excited for the chocolate as well. Don't forget the chocolate. Especially today because the football is on. Oh, you live next to the stadium. Dang. Yeah, so when they have home games, you probably don't want to leave the house, I imagine. Yeah, that would be I always wonder that whenever you go to a game and people like Dodger games, baseball games, will exit through a neighborhood and it's just like, oh gosh, and they play 82 home games or 81 home games and it's just like the mass traffic that just goes through the neighborhoods to get back to the freeway from the stadium just must be awful. Yes, I think there's a place here in town that sells British chocolate. I need to go over there and grab some. Arsenal, that's my favorite. Not my favorite. That's my son's favorite team, Arsenal. And you hate it. Yeah, I mean, it must just be a madhouse on game days. At least they. How many times like during the season do they play a week? Like 2 times a week. Um, with American football, if you live near the stadium, um, at least it's only one day, and it's generally on a Sunday, and you're only playing, and you only have to deal with it like 8 times. They have about 8 home games. They play a 16, 17 game season now, so they either have 8 or 9 home games. So it's not so bad for American football, and generally they're so big, they're not in areas where they're well, that's not true. I mean, Kelly lives those stadiums are big. So it would be yeah, it's crazy with the amount of people. Yeah, yeah. I'll check it out, John, for sure. I Motorhead. I wasn't into Motorhead. Um, although I'm not even sure why I never got into Motorhead. They weren't they didn't wear makeup, I guess. Maybe that's why. Seemed like all the bands I was rocking with back then all wore makeup and spandex. Um, but there's a bar in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard called Rainbow Bar and Grill, and that's kind of like where all the bands and rock stars would go. And Lemmy was a he just lived like right in the hills, right behind the bar, and he was a fixture there. In fact, he was there every day, all the way up until the moment he passed. He was there every day, and people would just go and hang out with him, and he'd just be like normal dude sitting in the corner playing like a video game machine. Uh, and they have a big old statue of him. It's pretty cool. Hey, Daniel, thank you for coming. Yeah, it's you don't see kids with long hair these that much these days. I mean, you know, it happens, but yeah, the short hair. I do prefer dark chocolate. Yes. Thank you. Oh, the darn advertising. Yeah, Motorhead was really good. I don't know why I never got into him. I just never did. Not because I didn't like the music. It was just one of those things I just never got into. Hello from Edinburgh. Nice. Thank you for coming. You're going to have to help me pronounce your name, though. I'm going to say it's Hugh. Ah, sorry if I mispronounced it, but thank you. That's awesome. Um, it's cool. Cool. You might be the first person from Edinburgh in our live stream. Yes, 80s hair metal. That is exactly me. And that's probably why I didn't get into Motorhead because they weren't 80s hair metal. They're 80s metal. And I was more into the flash, the glamour, the glitz. Yeah, that was, and I still am today. I still listen. If my go to is like Motley Crue or Poison, Def Leppard, love seen them a bunch of times. Oh yeah, all day, every day. 19 with long hair. He's right in his sweet spot right now at that age. It's the same thing like with tattoos. My son's in punk bands. He's a musician, my oldest son, and he's got a bunch of tattoos, but he just shaved his head. His hair changes all the time. He goes from like a blonde to a brunette to just kind of shaggy hair, kind of like the hair on that wig that I just had on. Um, to you know, at one point he had his head shaved, not shaved, but buzzed, and then he had the hair dyed with leopard spots. That took a little bit of getting used to, but you know what? He's a good kid, and he's doing his thing. He's living the dream, and couldn't be more prouder. But now it's just normal. Now he looks normal. He's going to have a wedding here. They just started planning their wedding, so hopefully, at least for the wedding photos, his hair will look normal. Nice. Yeah, I've got a couple tattoos on my arms. My wife's even got a couple tattoos. Um, Pretty much everybody except Cooper. And I don't know if that's even something Cooper would do, to be honest with you. But who knows? I don't mind tattoos. My only thing that I used to tell my children is just don't get a tattoo on your neck or face. Put it somewhere that can be covered if you needed to, you know. Just but even now, I mean, you go into a bank or into some office setting, you see guys with tattoos. They're not even bothering covering it up nowadays. They've become so accepted that I've even seen guys in suits working in a bank with a neck tattoo. I'm like, okay, guess that's I guess it's not a big deal anymore. Oh, nice. Okay, John, I did not know they actually had their own channel. I thought because I would see um, Chris, who does vlogging through history. I've seen he's a real big fan of Sabaton, and so I've seen them on his channel, and I just thought they were just music videos per se. it it actually, Elsie, the leopard print with the spots and stuff, it actually grew on me a little. I was like, okay, it's different. It's different. I don't mind different. Um, and it's not like, I mean, he works at a music venue, a music, where they have music uh, events. Rock bands come through, all different types, raves, all the genres go through there. It's a pretty big size club, I guess you can say, um, in Sacramento. And so, he fit right in at work. So, everybody there's got to look. Nature and time dictates that I have less. 7 shorter hairs. Really weird. Trying it long now. These 80s. Second wave. Yeah. 1972. Okay. Yeah. Well, everybody had long hair for sure. Um, the one thing about, and it was so easy when, obviously, when you're younger to grow your hair out. Now, obviously, I can't. I still get hair on my ears that grow pretty quick. There's no, it's so weird in my nose and my on top of my ears. So at some point, if I let it go, I'll look like a rabbit. I'll have so much hair, like white, fuzzy hair on my ears. It's kind of annoying, but the Viper Room actually, um, uh, that's a good question. I've heard stories that they're going to demolish the Viper Room, but I've also now I know they're building a hotel. But I think they're going to keep the Viper Room. They're just going to build up from there, and because they bought that, there was a liquor store right there next door to it, and something else on the other side, and they bought all that property, and they're gonna. I don't. I don't know if they're going to actually keep the actual, like, the original Viper Room. They may tear it all down and recreate it in their new building is probably what they'll do. But yeah, that's there's some history there for sure. I remember going there in the late 80s, and we were in and out. We didn't even really stay. But we like to go to the Whiskey or the Roxy. Those were the places to go see bands, you know, back in the day. And Whiskey and Roxy are still going strong for sure. And the Troubadour, which is on Santa Monica Boulevard, which is more, yeah, I mean, I guess that's still, it's not that far. Yeah, so it's still Hollywood, I guess. I guess that's all part of my beard actually grows, as you can see, pretty good. I mean, for all of you who've been with me and our channel for as long as you've seen this go through many different um, variations. Hi, Linda. Thank you for coming. I am well. Thank you. Uh, just another day in paradise, right? So you guys are enjoying the canal videos. We'll be doing the third one here pretty soon. Maybe towards the end of this coming week. But man, I tell you what, I want to get on a canal boat. I do. I didn't. It didn't really appeal to me at first, but after watching a lot of these videos, I'm just like, man, that looks like so much fun. My first experience with the Oddly enough, my first experience of seeing the canal boats was when I was really into watching Peaky Blinders, and they would show scenes, and I was like, "What?" I this was before the channel, I believe. Before when did I watch Peaky Blinders? Yeah, it must have been before. Um, hmm, maybe not. Maybe it was after COVID. I can't remember, but I wasn't really. I didn't even know that was a thing. Really, it's wild. And now seeing it and hearing about the history and how it was used to move the commerce around and pulled by horses, because I remember seeing, I think I saw it, I think they had a scene in Peaky Blinders where you saw the boats, but I don't know if they were pulled by horses. But I was like, what are those things, and why is there a waterway? you know and um But now, after watching a lot of the videos and learning about him, yeah, I was like, "Oh, wow. I wish I'd seen all those videos first before I saw that part of Peaky Blinders, because then it would have, like, gone, oh, yeah. I know exactly what this is." Yeah, my shoulder's great. Um, I do feel it doesn't hurt, right? It's my left shoulder, and it's healed and all that good stuff. But there are times when I've noticed that my range of motion isn't the same. It almost feels like it's just tight. It's not like painful, but like I used to be able, like with my right hand, I'm able to reach behind me or something. And with my left arm, it's not the same range of range of movement. And so you do feel that, but there's no pain. Works great. Yeah, I can't believe that even happened. That was the most ridiculous thing. Let's see here. I missed John's comment. Sabaton collaborated on it with Indy Nidell. Yes, I know Indy Nidell. I used to watch his channel all the time when they were doing World War II. Is surprising for nice. Okay, Swedish. Very cool. You can, Elsie, I love the canal vids. Good. You can rent boats on most canals here. So, like, so most place, and you can rent them anywhere along the canal. You don't have to drive to a certain place. So it sounds like everywhere has boat rentals. Yeah, it would be fun. I wouldn't want to do it with just two people though. I think it would be really cool to be able to have maybe another couple. Um, but yeah, it would, or maybe just the family. But I'm not taking my family when I come to London and England. They can. I mean, if they want to pay their own way, they can certainly join us. But I'm not paying for them. My parents didn't pay for me, and they went all over the place. Let's see here. Yes, I feel very at home with the canal videos. Cool. The Estee, I'm a tool. Ah, yeah, that's right. You were talking about that, and uh, Birmingham. Yeah, that's right. Peaky Blinders set in Birmingham. That's right. Uh, season two of his, not season two of Peaky Blinders, but season two, I'm assuming, of Downey Live. I know when he comes back. Those are more recent videos. Um, so I want to allow those videos to grow on their own. I'd be, and plus I've got, the videos we're watching now were over a year ago. So it's good. Um, but it's really cool. That boat lift thing was wild. I just, and the fact that they built that so long ago that someone said, okay, I've got an idea. How many people are like, there's no way that's going to work. You're crazy. Which is probably how most ideas start, with everybody doubting that that's even possible. Next canal video is the tunnel not far from my house. Oh, that is the oh yeah, I seen the clips, the preview in the video, and it's like that cave looking tunnel type thing. It's like the longest or something. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. 1830s and the railways come. Yeah, and that's good. And what was mentioned in the last one we saw, where now the businesses which normally put the back of the building to the canal, because that's where they would, for obvious reasons, then it became kind of dilapidated. And um, now that they're having this resurgence, which I absolutely love it. Um, Now they're gonna, in a way, figuratively turn the store and the businesses around so they can cater to the canal side. And yeah, it's going to be a little mini boom, hopefully a renaissance, if you will. I love your friends' costumes. They were awesome. And I don't know if you're here, Linda, but they made those. Those are homemade. Uh, yeah, the cats. Yeah. Well, first off, yeah, we do make a big deal about Halloween, even as an adult. Still enjoy Halloween. It's fun. We don't buy decorations though. I'm not in. We buy. I have Christmas decorations to worry about, which is coming soon. I don't have time for Halloween decorations. Let's see. Where are the cats? Uh, God, my chair is really squeaky. Um, well, they're around here somewhere. They were lying. Violet usually lies right here off camera, and Leo, you can't see, but right that way, down on the ground, there's a box that Leo likes to lie in. So we put like one of these. It's like the box fits this perfectly. This is like a filler to put in to change out, because he'll sit and scratch these for whatever reason. We have scratching posts everywhere in this house. We have three of them, and neither cat cares. But Leo, for whatever reason, cardboard. He loves this cardboard, and he'll just spend he's he's addicted to it, and of course we have a bunch of this stuff that kind of gets him all fired up as well. But Violet, she doesn't. She likes to scratch our couch. I don't know what it is. We just got a new couch too, not too long ago, and so we have to put blankets down so where she likes to lay because she'll put cat hair everywhere, everywhere. Let's see here, Daniel. The recent Falkirk wheel is a brand new canal boat lift worth looking out for. I think that is he does cover that. Um, that's that big mechanical looking one. Um, I think I've briefly seen like the thumbnail to the video. So I'm just going to hold off and just wait till we actually watch that video and see what that's all about. But um, that original boat lift thing, though, that thing is nuts. Maybe, maybe there are no problems, only solutions. Yeah. Standage Tunnel, Marston. That's the name of the tunnel. Yeah, I think it's the next one, or maybe the one after that. I'm not sure, but I've enjoyed the two that I've seen. I didn't think I would. I mean, it's like, but yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed. And Michael, he's good. He's really good. He's Canadian. I feel like I always feel the need to apologize because I did refer to him as American in the first video, and he's Canadian. I can imagine that probably angers people from Canada if they're called American, which I'm sure happens quite a bit. Season 2, Canal Journeys. You'll see okay, so the season 2 one. Okay. Yeah, I could. I could Google it. And I probably will in secret. And then, like I said, I think it's in one of their previews or there was a thumbnail or something on his channel. And I've kind of seen briefly what it looks like. And yeah, I'm sure it's pretty gnarly. You got soaked going through the tunnel. Yeah, that the when he said that there used to be people who had to like you lay on your back and you push with your feet. That's wild. And they're getting dripped on. So yeah, bring a raincoat and an umbrella. And well, you couldn't even put an umbrella on. There's not enough room in a lot of these places, I imagine. But yeah, looking forward to it though, for sure. They've been very entertaining. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Very cool. I think I got everybody. I don't think I missed any questions. But yeah, hopefully the cats will show up. They're probably in the back, laying on the bed. Violet will lay on our bed. She usually sleeps with us on our bed. And Leo doesn't like to lay on our bed, but he likes to sit in a chair next to our bed. So they're so different, those cats. I mean, they are opposites. It's crazy. Violet's very friendly, wants to cuddle. Leo wants no part of you. unless it's dinner time. He'll be your best friend if he thinks. And every time you walk into the kitchen, no matter what time of day, Leo is thinking it's time to get fed. So all you have to do is walk through these doors behind me, and he'll come running. I also want to make a comment. You notice, I'm sorry, it's this plant, monstera, I think is what it's called. Not looking good. A lot of you have pointed out, and you're right. It is like this one here, and it's so hard to do this on camera, and that one there, and that one there. They all look like they're dead, but I don't know if you can see, but there's a new growth on this one right around there. I think that's a new growth right there. There's even one down on this bottom one she was showing me. So she's like, we're not going to cut them because it's, it keeps growing new stems, new branches. I don't know what you call it. I'm not a flower guy, plant guy. I have no idea. But to answer the question, yes, I've passed along the concerns to the person who's in charge of that, um, and they'll take care of it or not. She's got a history of plants dying all the time. In fact, this plant here or here, I think has lasted longer than any plant she's ever owned. I think she's starting to get into it a little more. And normally we get plants that don't need any attention, like succulents and stuff, and they just sit outside. Call it legging it. Yes. That must have been crazy. But I mean, if you get enough people doing it, I guess it's not too bad. Look up the life of the navies who built the canals. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm going to write that down. It's a good idea. Who built the canals? Okay. Thank you for that suggestion. You would have folk whose employment was helping push boats from one end and then another boat back for pennies per trip in the 18th. Oh, well, that's a good deal. Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess, yeah. To do that for I mean, yeah, they don't make hardly anything, but that's cool. Let's say, yeah, Carol. Yes, I love Leo too, but boy, is he a pain in the butt sometimes. No, no, that's blessed that these cats were not peers. They didn't do any of that sort of thing. Never. Now, Leo does have a problem with hairballs, and he'll eat so much and so fast. He'll usually bring it back up occasionally. So there's that. Violet, every very rare will she get sick, but Violet's big issue right now is, and we've taken her to the vet, and they gave her a shot, and now we give her Zyrtec, which is for allergies. And she licks her hair off; her hair falls out, like on her paws right here, and her underneath as well. And then Leo's big issue is he gets clumps of hair because he only has the three legs. He can't groom himself on one side of his face. I don't remember which one, but it's usually behind the ear on the back of his neck. And the hair will get matted up and become just these clumps of hair. And so every once in a while, if you allow it to go long enough, it'll eventually grow and fall off. But sometimes he gets so many of them that we'll have to kind of shave it off. And luckily he's good. He doesn't like it, obviously, but he's pretty good. He doesn't get freaked out at the noise of the razor clipper that's close. We don't do it near his skin. So there's no, you know, risk of hurting him. But he's actually, once you pick him up, he becomes like a rag doll. He just lays there. He doesn't fight you, which is nice when you have to do stuff like that. Oh, navigators, not navies, as in Royal Navy. Got it. Well, I just wrote a note here that just says who built the canal system, and that will remind me. So you're good. Got it. Only 2 men per boat, rarely more. Yeah. Let's see, Linda, get a spray that you put on your sofa. Yeah. But the smell puts the cats off from scratching. Oddly enough, with our old couch, not this one, because we're so fearful of actually spraying anything on it because it was brand new. But with our old couch, we tried the spray. Didn't help. We have found that they usually like the corners, so we have this kind of this plastic coating kind of a thing that is worked. It's worked well, but there's just so much sofa, and we can tell right away if they've done it because it pulls up the threads. So I think we've got a pretty good system right now with the blanket on the ottoman and this chair here where Violet likes to lay. Leo doesn't really get on the couch at all. Every once in a while, but lots of times he has no time for it because the people sit on the couch and he doesn't want to be around any people. I don't know if I've told you, I'm interested in doing a video, like creating my own video, not doing a reaction or anything, but there's a woman here in town who is originally from England, and she opened up a British gift shop, I guess, in here in town. And I've always wanted to go. Well, I haven't even been in yet, but I always wanted to go and have a chat with her. I'm sure she sells British chocolate there as well. But just to kind of find out what her story is. I think she's been here a while. I have a couple other interviews that I'm trying to line up. So we'll see if that happens. That might be interesting, but it's just finding the time. One of them is a time difference, so that's always difficult. But yeah, should be cool. I don't have the equipment really. I need help. I need someone to film it, and I assume I can use my phone. It's not terrible. Has good video. I need to get like microphones though that you can wear. Let's see here. I read that when they were building the Manchester Ship Canal, thousand were, oh my God, and disease outbreaks. Yeah, back in those days, um, they always tell that story. Uh, we have the Hoover Dam, which is outside of Las Vegas, which is pretty crazy. I've been there once before, and it's pretty remarkable that they say there are several people who have died building that thing, and they're buried in the cement. That's the urban legend, that they got buried in the cement itself. I don't know that to be true, but it sure is pretty cool urban legend. And of course, during the Panama Canal build, yeah, hundreds, I believe, have died as well. Uh, we have pets, we cope with their habits. That's exactly right. They're the ones who run. We go out of our way to make their lives better. They don't care, especially cats. Um, dogs. I mean, I love having cats as pets because you can just let them do what they want to do, and you don't have to kind of keep an eye on them. You can leave the house, not worry about them. You know they're not going to eat all the food at once if you leave it out. Um, so I just love cats, except for the fact I'm not a big. I don't like having to pick up their litter. That sucks, but it's okay. We're actually toying with. We're actually toying with getting a third cat. Can you believe that? My goodness. What are we going to do with a third cat? Sorry, I'm also trying to change the channel of the television. I know it's so terrible here. I don't like what's on there right now. So a third cat, that'd be wild. But I'd like to get a kitten. The two cats we got were already, grown a little. But it's got to be a rescue. It's got to be from the shelter. I don't want to get a cat from the pet store. Okay. Let's see here. Carol. Yeah. And that's another feat of just wild innovation of being able to build those things. It's just wild. uh, yeah. Dogs. Isn't it like some breeds are more susceptible to doing that sort of thing too? Um, I don't know that to be true, but that's what I've heard. Trev, you've been to Hoover Dam and the Grand Canyon. I'll tell you what, the Hoover Dam, yes, it's pretty impressive. The Grand Canyon, to me, I went when I was a child. Didn't really remember it. I went, I think in 2017. We took the family, the two boys, and I, even to this day, I'm still amazed by what I saw. Yeah, it's a big hole in the ground, but it's just massive. And you get to the edge and you look out, and it's like over a mile down, and it just goes on forever into the distance. And then you have the sun setting right off what looks like it's just going right into the canyon. And you're looking around going, it really puts puts perspective on things. I really kind of had a moment of clarity, if you will. Not to get all philosophical on you, but uh, it really made you feel small in a way for obvious reasons, and but also in like in the universe. It's just a weird feeling that I got, and you're just like, my there must be something greater than myself out there. This thing is just, I don't know. It sounds as I'm saying it out loud, it sounds kind of corny, but it's true. It was a wild feeling. I don't know how your impression, Trav, was. Maybe you can share that, but it was like I would love to go back. It's about a 14-hour, 11 hour drive to the South Rim, I think is where we went. Um, it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life. And it's just still, and I would love to go back. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't like John. I don't like picking up cat litter either. Yeah, it is amazing for sure. Um, I just, it's hard to explain. It really is. It's just one of those things you see and you're just like, whoa, just kind of to not be so hyperbolic, but it just takes your breath away when you first walk up to the edge. You know, there's this idea of what you think it is, and then the reality of what it really is, and it's just amazing. I mean, pictures. It's one of those things that pictures does not do it justice. It's wild, pretty cool, and that's what I'm hoping when I get to London and over there. I'm going to see these things that I've been learning about and seeing, and frankly, dreaming about, and just seeing it in person. Yeah, there'll probably be some things I'll be a little let down. That's normal. Oh man, it looked bigger, or you know, whatever it may be. That's kind of how it is wherever you go, especially since I've been building up to going for so long. You know, there's going to be a letdown in some aspect, some way or another. But I'm super excited. Um, let's see here. I read that some workers went missing building the Titanic. Legend is they were entombed, so to speak, in the sides of the ship. Uh, well, at some point the ship will. Well, it's been underneath there for a long time. You think something would have been exposed, maybe, but yeah, pretty bizarre. Uh, yeah, it's amazing, and there are other things to see. They have that one, and we're still talking about the talking to Trev here about the Grand Canyon. They have that thing where that overlook where you walk out on this bridge, and you're over the canyon with glass like floor, and oh my, I don't know if I could do that because my knees get weak. But yeah, a lot of cool things. Plus, one of the things I love about that area is the Native American Indian tribes that are out there, and um, I'm fascinated by that. It's cool. The body entombed on a ship story begins with Brunel's great liner, the SS Great Eastern, for when it was being broken up. A skeleton was found. Oh my gosh, between the planes of the inner and outer hull. And that's true? Oh, interesting. Yeah, that would be a shock. There's a tube of something called Cadillacs, which helps cats pass fire for balls, okay, rather than bring them up. Well, the thing with Leo, and I'll have to talk to the vet. I mean, Leo's had his whole, he's got to always do his um, urinary tract. All his stuff is urinary tract uh, specific. Uh, when we got Leo, he was a three-legged cat, and they told us no one knows why he lost a leg, but or how it happened. Um, but they had to do surgery to where his junk was removed, and they had to um, reroute his urinary tract tubes to where it would come out of the only other hole back there. So everything is comes out in one spot. I don't know. That's why the diet is important, um, and that is all that we've been told. So I don't know, but I'll look into that. Leo really isn't a problem though. It's more Violet than Leo. Leo used to do, but once we got these cardboard things, that he loves them. He loves them, and I haven't seen him scratch the couch ever since we got those things. So he he hasn't been a problem. Violet. So yeah, I will definitely look up what do you call it? Cadillacs, um, or whatever similar. Yeah, I'll have to find out if that is something that Violet doesn't really have the hairball problem either. I don't know why I was talking about scratching. You were talking about for hairballs and stuff and passing them through. I don't know why I brought up Leo and his scratching, but um, I'll have to see if that's something that he can take. But as for the, anything to do with the couch and stuff, Leo really hasn't been a problem ever since we got him that cardboard. Um, let's see here. The thing with the UK is how the ordinary, seven, extraordinary are all mixed up together besides you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to be amazed when I get there because of just everything is so old. It seems like you're going to say they're ordinary. Maybe to my eyes, would they be ordinary? I'm going to go with, of course, I'm going to have big eyes, and I'm just going to be going, oh, I wonder what that is. Oh, I wonder what that is. That sort of thing. And I wonder how old this is. And that's why I love it. I mentioned that in a video a while back about the plaques and stuff. How I'm anxious to look and read every one. Of course, that's not going to be possible, but um, there's so many videos that we've watched together that I would love to just see everything. I know that it's probably unrealistic unless I was going to move there for a while, but man, I have a few things that are a must that I have to see, but um, try to get as much as we can. Let's see here. It was not open when I went. Oh, the overhang. It depends we didn't do it because it wasn't in the area that we visited. There's two or three different like areas that you can go. There's a south rim, a north rim, and there might be another. And I think it was at the other location where they have this. It was like from their visitor center that they had this bridge that it's not even a bridge, it's just thing that jets out, and you could walk to the end and just get freaked out is how I would it would be hard for me to do it for sure. Certainly seems to be true though. Hmm. That that would be a wild thing to come across a skeleton popping out, but who knows? On the Mercy, and you can still find bits of it today on the shoreline. Really? Hmm. That's new. The helicopters flying around, they look small. Yeah, yeah. It's it's a it's a whole nother thing for sure. Okay. Everybody good on time? I know we've cut the. There's only I think 7 people, which is a blessing to me. But I know we've dropped about half the people that started. If you guys still want to hang out, we can hang out for 15 more minutes or so. That'd be great. Let's see. Maybe it was the SS Great Britain was a unlucky ship having quite a few issue. It's only after that discovery that it became cursed. Well, I can imagine if there's something that's going to curse a ship, it's that there was a body in built inside of it. It wasn't like something that down the road someone died and they stuffed it in there. It was actually purposely built inside there. That'd be interesting. Still here, and Elsie wants everybody to know she's eating. What are we eating right now, Elsie? It's got to be getting close to dinner time. Oh, see, I should have these earlier because y'all have, and that's one of the things I want to try when I go there. Of course, is a Sunday roast. Um, I would love to try a Sunday roast. I should somehow try to make it. Hmm, it would come out terrible if I made it for sure. Let's see here. There's a much bigger canyon on Mars, apparently. Yes, that's what I've heard, and I'm sure that's awe-inspiring as well. Um, oh yeah, Victoria Falls. That would be one of those things too. And the thing with like waterfalls, as you're coming up to them, you could just hear them getting louder and louder and louder. And yeah, that would be pretty impressive to see. I can't see myself ever going and seeing them. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll ever get to Africa. It's not really high on my list of places to go. But yeah, of course, win the lottery, definitely. That's why the Titanic was cursed. Plus, it was carrying a Egyptian mummy by all accounts. Hmm. Nah, your body clock hasn't been changed. It sounds like. Oh yeah, yeah. It's. I don't envy a lot of you tonight having to adjust your sleeping pattern for the clock change. It's always the first couple days is always a little rough, at least for me. So I feel for all of you who have to deal with that tonight. 15 years. Dang. Yeah. It, I'm sure it's unbelievable in some parts. That's not really something I'm interested at this point. Down the road, who knows? Down the road, that might be. But right now, there's so many other things I want to see. Yeah, yeah. I have no desire to go into space. So even if there was a way to get to Mars, like commercially, I don't know if I would take go anyway. I just space scares me. Um, let's see. Then, oops, I checked SS Great Eastern on Wikipedia, and it's a legend. Uh, Bummer. The chocolate variety. I like. See, I we have a Mars bar, right? Um, but that's not even really a thing here. We have Milky Way. It's M&M Mars is the company. Um, we have a Milky Way, which is different than your Milky Way. Or I should say, our Milky Way is different from your Milky Way. Um, yeah, I don't know. There used to be a Mars bar, though. Never ate it, though. I don't think I've ever had one. And now it's dark. Linda, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, we're gonna put in a couple more minutes here. Thanks for coming. Always appreciate all of you, really, who hang out and come and visit. Again, I always say I wish I could see all of you. So maybe when I do come over to your part of the world, we can all meet up somewhere. Have have a cup of tea. You could show me how to properly drink a tea or something or a cocktail. And let's be face it, if I'm going to do a meet and greet, it's going to be in a pub, more than likely. So hopefully, I'll get to see some of you when we go visit. Mars Bar is like our three. Oh, see, why did they do that? Why are we calling things different? I like Three Musketeers here, um, so it sounds like I would like your Mars Bar for sure. It's different. Yeah, the Mars Bar here was different, but it's not as good. Okay, Yorkshire tea. Okay, yeah, I have in my cupboard, pantry, whatever you want to call it. Um, I have some Yorkshire tea sitting in there. I don't know if I want to drink it. It just kind of sits there. My wife will drink it when she's not feeling great. She likes to have tea. Um, but I've got some in my cupboard. I was sent. Someone had sent me some Yorkshire tea, and my wife drank all of it. It's just something about tea. It doesn't. But here's the thing: when I come visit, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, and I want to go to a place that's. I'd like to go to a tea room. Is that what we're calling it? But I don't want to do like the big touristy ones. I'd like to just go to a like a good one, but is more local, if that's even a thing. I don't know if there is. So I'll definitely need to get some recommendations. You don't have to give them to me right now because I'll forget them. Um, but as we get closer, uh, definitely. Would your tea make good sweet tea? Huh. First, Daniel, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Would our tea make good sweet tea? I have no idea. I don't even drink sweet tea. So, and that's a staple in the South, big time. Um, I've had sweet tea many times. Just again, not my thing. I just don't like the taste. So maybe that's why I'm thinking I wouldn't like, you know, hot tea, original tea, natural tea. What do we, you know, you know what I mean? I don't know. Uh, I don't think it. Well, maybe it would. If you put in enough sugar and maybe. Let's see. Chuck Dunlop, who wrote a book about being in the United States Air Force in Suffolk in the 80s, has just been over here again, meeting up with all his fans. That's cool. I don't know who Chuck Daldorf is, but he obviously writing a book. And was that during in the 80s? Okay. I just reread the message again. Been there. One place I do want to go. There was that, and I got to bring up the email because I don't remember exactly where it was. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Um, it's the Airman's Bar, and I believe, Linda, you're the one who's sending me all this information, so thank you. What was that bar called? I think you. Let's see here. This is on the airfield. One of the emails you sent me, you showed me picture. Oh yeah, these pictures with all. Well, we did a video on that. Well, we did a video, but I think watched a video. I think it was on the channel for a little bit, but then we had to remove it. Um, but where they have it was like a bar, a pub that a lot of the U.S. soldiers went to, and they wrote their names, scratched their names or wrote their names or something on the walls and stuff. And Linda was sending me information and telling me how they're restoring the names as best they can. And I just in that video, it was really cool. They just had a lot of memorabilia. It's kind of like she was saying, it was like a small museum. And I would love to go there, but I don't know exactly what city or town. And I'm trying to think if she mentioned the town name. Linda, if you're still with us, do you remember what town that bar was in? And I'm trying to find it. The pictures are awesome, though. The signatures and some wrote little messages, and it's just pretty awesome. You'll have to tell me where it is, because I can't remember exactly where. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here it is. I think it was Lavenham, Suffolk. Let's see here. It was massive when I was little. The coffee and tea drinking divide is now 50-50 in the UK. Seriously? I love coffee. I love coffee. Well, I mean, is that good or bad? I don't know if that is good or bad. I still pay my respects to the 48th at Leavenworth. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, LC. That's cool. Lakenheath. Is it Lavin? Oh no, it's Lavenham, Suffolk, Lakenheath. Okay, is what you're referring to. Yes, yes, it was. Notes from the Green Man. I'm gonna write that down as well. Thank you. I wish I had more time to read. I was never a big reader, but I just have this feeling I'm going to be as I get older. It's from the Green Man. Green Man. Thank you. It was stationed at Woodbridge. The Airman's Bar I mentioned was in the Swan Hotel. Yes. Lavenham. Very cool. I definitely would love to visit there, but doesn't sound like I'll get there anytime soon. But that would be a cool place to go pop in. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. And has anybody been there? That would be cool. I love the video Swan Hotel. That's right. Thank you. So much information. If I could keep all the information that I've seen just in the last 2 years, that would be remarkable. It's so wild how it just dips out, goes in one ear, sits in there until something else comes in, pushes it out, and then for something will pop up and it'll all of a sudden just pop back in, and you're like, oh yeah. So funky how my brain works. Well, Elsie, thank you for saying that. That's it's hard. It's hard to read. It's just so much information. I'm constantly trying to remember things I saw. Like he goes back to like even like last week. Like I'll remember the bulk of the videos that I saw. Right now, I couldn't even tell you what I saw last week, but I'll look on my list of videos that we put out, and each video I'll go, oh yeah, I totally remember everything in it. But I just, you know, I couldn't tell you what videos we did without looking. I could probably guess at some. Every pub within 20-mile radius. Logo. Oh, the Green Man was the name of the pub. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I get there's something true to that. You retire, you stop working, your brain stops working. Yeah, there's probably a lot of truth to that for sure. I don't know. All right, peeps. We're at an hour 32. I'm sure you're getting tired of me. Um, I've got some things I got to do, and so I'm gonna go ahead and dart out. I just want to take the time to tell you how much I appreciate all of you. You guys are truly amazing people, and I am definitely a better person having you in my life. So, again, thank you for coming and to hang out. Hopefully, we'll do this again next month. Hopefully, a lot of you, if there's a better time to do this to where it doesn't interfere with, say, dinner or other activities, yes, please tell me. I am very flexible when to do these on Sundays. So just let me know. Um, but all of you, thank you. I am truly blessed. I appreciate that. All right. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Okay. Bye.